Welcome everybody to this stream for the Azure race of round 2. We are in Lukov once again. Very controversial 2 races yesterday in Europe and American, as the server has just got reset, so we are nearly ready to go racing. But if we can look at the track map for this round. So it's a pretty tricky circuit. We have 16 corners that the drivers will have to deal with today for 40 laps in the race. Sector 1 is pretty much flowy from turn 1 to turn 5. Very tricky to get right, plenty of lifting, and try to get good lines, especially with the worn tires later in the race. Then we have sector 2, which is basically the sector of the airpins, turn 6, 7, and 8, all basically 180 degrees corners. And it's crucial to get a good acceleration for the very short but crucial straights, which are good overtaking opportunities for the race. And then sector 3 is pretty much the trickiest of all, with the sequence from turn 10 to turn 12, pretty much never having your wheels straight and trying to brake to not cut the chicane, because there is then turn 13, which is the run to the main straight, which is interrupted with the chicane from turn 13 and 16, which is flat out and crucial to not corner cut, to not lose too much speed in the straight.
Yeah, it will be quite an interesting race today. We have seen a lot of chaos in both the European and American race. The biggest problem on the track were probably the weather. Also, these corners are very tight. There were a lot of corner cuts, especially in turn 11, 10 and 12. Most people went wide in turn 13. It's a really hard corner to get right when you're in the race because of the dirty air.
Yeah, the tail will certainly be a factor. As for strategies, pretty much I think everyone is going to go to a one-stop medium to hards, or even a hard to mediums is possible if you think you have the pace to stay in the leading group for the start of the race.
I think we might also see a two-stop from maybe someone, or maybe a different strategy on the one-stop. Might someone go for a soft to hard? I don't know, but we will see.
Let's look at the championship after one race in Asian Pacific Regional Championship. So we have Dino leading the championship. Of course, he reserved for Farron in the last race, so he won't be racing today. So that spot is up for grabs, especially for Pro Bono, who is in P2 in the championship after he got, of course, P2 in the first race. And also he got pole position, so he has 23 points to his name in the standings. And also we have Kuan in P3 after getting 16 points in the last race. And I think he's maybe not racing today because I don't see his name yet. Correct me if I'm wrong. So we'll see if he's gonna join later. And by later I mean in the next 2 minutes. And then in 4th position we have Dust, who has 15 points after getting P2 in quali and P4 in the race. So it's a very good opportunity for him to bounce to the top of the standings, as Kuan has just joined us in the server.
I'm expecting quite a fun race because there's a lot of people on the same skill level, in my opinion. Like we have Kuhan, Blazed, and Among Us. Pro Bono is really fast. We saw last race. He might be able to pull away from the rest of the field. What others? We have a new name, Ariente. He is pretty fast. We have seen him set a good amount of laps in the qualifying and in the practice races. Right.
Seems like we are gonna have another server reset for some region issues. So we're gonna wait a bit more for the start of quali. As apart from Ari, of course, we have lots of new names joining the grid. First of all, I'll say we have Wolf coming back from season 5. He didn't race a lot in that season, but we know he has some pace So he may be battling for the top. We see how his pace is with these cars. As another name, it's Ivan, doing a comeback as he is now racing for Scuderia Nord, which is my team. So I'm pretty happy for it. You can see how he's gonna do. He was doing great in the license event, as he got, I think, P4. So it's gonna be interesting to follow what his pace is gonna be here, as the servers just got resetted. So when we're back in the server, the quali is gonna be underway. So we are back in the server, I think. Yeah, I see Carsten, so we are ready. So I guess qualifying is gonna be starting shortly, as we give a bit of time to all people to join back. Here we go. Qualifying is gonna be starting now. So of course, clear conditions after what we saw yesterday with the dynamic conditions. So. Well, qualifying is underway. Let's see who's gonna be the first one to leave the pits. Is gonna be Dust, followed closely by Blaze, and like example, as Dust is gonna let Blaze go.
Dust and Blaze, two drivers I expect to be at the top this race. Also, who I think might be able to be in contention for a podium is Kuhan Gizmo. He had a really good run here last season, so we can probably expect him to fight for the top positions.
Yeah. As a lot of traffic, of course, with this very short track here, Lukov, probably one of the shortest after Con Short. So it's gonna be tricky for all drivers to get a clean lap with no traffic. So we're gonna see how they're gonna deal with that. Skolab has just left the pit, so it pretty much has half the track for him. So he's not gonna have those type of problems. There seems some good spacing at the top of the queue. As now, I think the first one to cross the line is gonna be
Blaze,
indeed.
He's starting his lap
so
now.
We can stay on board with him in turn 2 pretty wide, but he's gonna get a very good exit from turn 3 into turn 4 and turn 5.
Very clean through there.
Staying to the inside, yeah. And he's gonna go pop. Let's see if someone can beat that setter one time into turn 6. Very nicely done, good run onto the backstretch. As indeed he stays backward for now. Now onto turn 7, braking at 80 meters. Very nice line. Probably could have been a bit more aggressive, but still very clean. Onto turn
Good
9
there.
and turn 10.
Not quite fast enough there, but he will make it.
Last sector for Blaze.
Now the most
nice
important
lines.
corner goes slightly wide. That will lose him. As Ivan takes the purple sector 2 away from Blaze. Let's see what Blaze sets as the first lap. A 103.5. Let's look at Ivan coming to the last corner. Goes to the line and 103.5
pole.
again. Ivan on pole. He
By
took
4
pole by
thousandths of
only
a second.
4
He goes
thousandths.
provisional pole position.
And
As let's see, someone else. Looks like everyone else has abandoned their laps.
ERT
The
and
only one is Golub.
ERT is
For now,
rounding the final chicane. Will he be able to set his car up there in the top? He will go P11. And Collab also going for the final chicane. Let's see what he can do. He goes for a P12.
So Pro Bono, Leon, Wolf have abandoned their first attempt, so they're gonna be without a time for now. With more than half the session to go, they're surely gonna set a time later.
Look at Blaze. He's rounding the final chicane now for his second hot lap already.
So let's see if he can improve on that. 3.5, he certainly can do so. Into turn 1, pretty clean.
I think Pro Bono might be on a lap here. I'm gonna look at that because that can be quite interesting. As he goes purple in sector 2. Will he be able to go to pole? Really nice there through turn 13.
Needs to not cut the last chicane now. Let's see, pretty clean again. Into the line, can he challenge even for pole position?
Yes, as we see, Blaze went purple, but he resetted his car. He has abandoned the lap.
As Ivan is not improving the first sector for now. Blaze, Ivan is Konekat, so he's resetting.
Let's look at Dust with a red sector 1 and a green sector 2. Might not have lost a lot, that's why he's continuing. Let's see if he can gain some places.
In the second sector. Ben is purple in the first sector. Lots of fast timers. Dust goes provisional pole position.
Goes
4 flat.
Let's look at Sassy Imposter and Mionington.
Ooh, Ben is very wide and it's gonna cost him a lot
Sassy
of time.
Imposter goes to pole. Mionington, what will he be able to do? He went wide, but can he still gain some places here? P3, not bad.
Very close qualifying session. For now, we have 6 drivers in 1.5 tenths.
Yeah, really close here. That's what you get with the short lap times. The margins can't be too big.
As Wolf is trying to get a lap in with 4 minutes and 40 seconds left in this session. We'll see if he can join that very close battle at the top. So we're gonna monitor the timing screen closely as Ben starts his out lap, so we're gonna wait for him to set a valid sector time. Pro Bono is improving the first sector.
Wolf corner cut it in the final chicane and he abandons the lap.
Yeah, very unfortunate for him. Pro Bono still in traffic of Among Us as imposter. Just ahead of him, let's see if he can keep it clean. For now, he is doing so. Ooh, kind of wide off turn 9. Because his sector 2 is not improving. Let's see, onto the last.
Ooh, Pro Bono goes
again.
really
I think
wide.
he's gonna abandon his time, yes. Dust is improving the first sector, but he goes very wide, so I think that's over for him. For this attempt at least. Ben Konekat's turn 1, so out of his attempt.
Black Serpent might be on a lap here with a green sector 1. Oh no, he reset it on that lap.
Pro Bono complaining about Sassy, of course. Lots of traffic in that attempt. Sassy is not improving the first set of the provisional pole sitter. As Costi goes P9.
Ariente now on a lap, I think, with a red sector 1.
Yeah. Also, he has Sassy Imposter ahead of him. Let's see if he is gonna have a problem. I don't think so, because he despawned. Ari is not a lap. He's not on a lap, by the way, as Kwon is on a lap, improving first sector, but he went wide.
Leon to P14.
Yeah. Very close quali. We have 14 drivers in 8 tenths.
I think Blaze is on a lap. He is. He's going green in sector 2 and red in sector 1. Let's watch his sector 3. Clean through 11 and 12. Slightly wide in 13. Not too wide, so it shouldn't do too much. Let's see if he can improve to a better spot. P1, 103.2.
Still very close between all drivers. See, we have 2 minutes left, so the drivers need to start getting their last laps in.
I think Black Serpent might set his lap right now. He goes to P7.
Yeah, P7. Probono crossing the line to start his probably last attempt for this qualifying session.
Arientai now on a lap. He's now P9.
Ben doesn't improve the first sector.
A big
Dust is doing so.
From P8 onwards, there is quite a gap for more than a tenth that you have to overcome. So there is slightly a gap there.
Dust improving both first
goes to
and
P3.
Very nice time for Arias.
Ivan goes to P6.
Dust is on course to get maybe provisional pole position. We're gonna find out now that he's gonna cross the line in a couple of seconds time. You go Dust cross the line to get
P2 on 13 thousandths.
He probably has one last chance, Dust, if he can manage to leave the pit lane quickly. Yes, he's gonna have one last chance at this qualifying, so very good timing for him.
ERT and Pro Bono might go for the line here. I think they are on a lap. Yes, they are. Pro Bono doesn't improve in position. He goes equal to Mjonnington and Ivan. 3 drivers on the same time. And Arienta and Sassy Imposter also on the same time.
Yeah. This is very terrible because we have 3 drivers in this with the same time.
And then the 2 drivers ahead also the exact same time.
Incredibly close here. Yes. I think Ivan is gonna have one last chance. He's behind Kuan. Let's see if he's gonna get some space.
Among Us, Sassy Imposter going to the line to get to P8.
P8.
Wolf.
We have lots of drivers in the last sector. Let's see if everyone is gonna cross the line to start the last attempt, or if anyone's gonna take the flag.
Let's see if Wolf can improve. He has no time, Wolf. 2 green sectors might not mean much, but Blazed goes to P1. Still.
Yeah. Very nice time as Shipri is gonna cross the line with 1 second left. Very lucky for him. As now the checkered flag waves on the line.
And Wolf
the first one to take it is gonna be Wolf.
Goes to P16. Unfortunate.
Yeah. Let's follow the first sectors. Like Ari, Ben, and Ivan are all red as Ari goes terribly wide, so he's gonna abandon his attempt. Let's look at Ben. Now coming to turn 8. Nicely done. Very nicely done by Ben. Let's see if he's gonna improve the second sector now into turn 9. Nicely done once again.
Kuhan green.
Not improving. Ben is doing so.
Ben is also green in sector 2.
Yeah. See Ben very nice into the last chicane. He may be challenging for a first row here. Let's see now onto the last chicane. Very inside by Ben. Very risky line. As he goes to the line, where is he gonna go?
P2 with a purple sector 3 to finish it off. Front row for him.
The last one to cross the
Jerpy
line.
ends it with
He's
P10.
gonna go to P10, just behind his teammate. Well, that was a very, very close qualifying session with 14 drivers in 0.8 of a second. But the fastest is Blaze. It does 182.
As we're lining up on the grid, let's see the tire strategy. Looks like most people are choosing for the mediums, but on the later half of the grid, we see 4 hard runners.
Yeah, some drivers are resetting now, trying to mess with the competition. Let's see. It's like we have a split strategy. We have some drivers on medium, some on arts. Let's see, we have 8 drivers on arts. Let's see, Probon is gonna go to arts too, so we have 7 drivers on arts.
Thus the only person in the top 5 to go on hards. Further we have Pro Bono.
Okay. But the lights are on now. 2, 3, 4, 5 lights. We
And
go
we
racing
are
Ian Lukov.
underway.
And we are underway now.
Blazed
Blaze.
has a bad
And Ben is
start.
gonna have a chance into turn 1.
As
Let's
Ben
see.
is
With a
inching
slight
closer and is
slipstream.
leading after turn 1.
Oh, here comes Dust. He's tried to move into turn 2, but it's not gonna work for now. Seems like a clean start by everybody. Maybe Leon at a bad start. Yes, he's very far down the road. Let's see if he can
Chirpy
bounce
is
back from
falling
that.
back to P13. He might have made a mistake there.
Lots of switching of positions in the order.
Into turn 8. Blazed and Dust go wide there. Don't lose much time. It is really not a pain if you go wide in turn 8. Consti falling back to P14. As we go complete the first lap, Blazed and Millington run wide. As Among Us the Imposter falls back all the way from P12. He was P7. And in the order Ben, Blazed and Dust, we complete the first lap. And it already seems like there's a gap forming between Ivan and Chirpy. Now Sussy Imposter and Chirpy. From over
1.3 seconds between P6 and P7. Let's see if they can gain back as Ivan goes into the wall. So he goes down to P6 as Black Sabbath.
Ooh, Ben corner cuts there. He loses 3 positions.
Yeah, Chippy goes wide.
Yeah, a lot of battling for the P7 as well. It's all between Kuhan, Black Serpent, and Chirpy. But other drivers are close behind. Ben setting purple sector 1 can't really benefit of that after that horrible sector 2 for him. Who will get
second sectors?
As we have Pro Bono now in the lead, he qualified P7, so that's already a great recovery. Will Pro Bono get the fastest lap here? I think he will.
We'll see.
A 103.8.
Yes.
To start with. I don't think that will be the fastest lap for this far into the race. Ooh, Ben is off.
Down to P6.
As it's weird because Pro Bono and both Dust are on the hard tires, so I expected a medium runner here to set the fastest lap.
Yeah, it looks like they have the better pace right now.
Ivan now purple sector 1. Blazed and Pro Bono both go slightly wide. Ivan has that slipstream down the back straight. That would be really helpful for him. He's on the medium tires. And he would like that 1 extra point on the end of the race.
And Ari, after a very good quality, is down to P15. So difficult first start of the race for him, as Ivan is papping in the first sector and Ben is papping in the second sector. So they're looking to steal the fast lap from Pro Bono, maybe.
Pro Bono
Ben goes very wide in turn 13 again.
Pro Bono has a different strategy through turn 13. He waits a little bit before getting back to the gas.
Go to the 9.
Will anyone improve on the fast lap? No.
Millington got 2 pappers on that lap.
Not a fast enough sector 1.
Ooh,
Dust is off the track. He is completely off. P11. That's unfortunate. Yeah. He took the corner 2 flat out with the slipstream. He did not make it.
Yeah, I think he probably missed the steering point because I saw him go straight on while everyone was turning. So I think
that's
maybe
unfortunate.
A control issue or a bit of distraction by Dust. Gonna see if he can bounce back.
Now there is gaps everywhere, but not big enough. Everyone is still in slipstream range. The biggest gap is between Kuhan and Sussy Imposter at 1 second. No major gaps yet.
Yeah. As Kuhan also has a fairly good lap from Chippy of 8/10 of a second.
Ivan and Ben go pretty wide in turn 13. They're side by side, going through the final chicane onto the main straight. They need the slipstream to catch up.
Try a move on Pro Bono into turn 1. Let's see if he's gonna do that. No, he's gonna stay in P2 for now.
As Sussy Imposter is falling back farther and farther from Ben. 1.1 second. He might lose the slipstream pretty soon actually. He does need to catch back up with the slipstream he can get with this back straight. Blazed goes really wide on the exit there in turn 7.
Another mistake by Dust, unfortunately, in this lap, so he's down to P12.
does look like Pro Bono is just faster on these hard tires, and faster in general.
Yeah. As he has a gap of 1.1 seconds on Ben. So for now, looks like a Pro Bono domination for this race. But of course, still 35 laps left in this race, so it's not over.
As they have a
So now with the
slipstream
slip,
down to 0.8 of a second, 7, and now down to 6 as they enter turn 1.
oh, Ivan corner cuts turn 1.
That's unfortunate. It's not the worst corner cut. It's better than going wide there.
Yeah.
0.7 off is recoverable. But
Yeah,
that
he
does
still
give
has
Sassy Imposter the hook
the
to catch
slipstream.
back up if he could. As Colab
Collab is
sets
fumble.
purple in sector 1.
Oh, Ben corner cuts turn 3. And he goes behind Ivan and is gonna help Sass Imposter to be well
A
into the
big
train.
group of 5 people fighting for P8. All around the same skill level. Dust still in that group though. He wants to get out of that group.
Yeah, and now we know because why Dust lost position, because he tried to attempt the famous young line into turn 10.
Yeah.
Oh, Chippy Connects I was looking at Dust.
Ooh, P12.
Yeah, yikes.
Unfortunate. As now there is quite a few gaps everywhere from the top for F to top 9. All around 7, 6 tenths.
Yeah, a long train pretty much separated from each other, so difficult to pull some moves here for position.
Ben, purple sector 1.
Yeah, trying to recover from mistake earlier.
I think it's already too late to set a new fastest lap on these medium tires. So we might see a fastest lap after the pit stops happen.
Might be losing the slipstream again. But it's also being overtaken by
1.5
Kuan,
seconds.
so let's see if Kuan can.
Kuan with just better pace, he wants to catch up with 0.2 to get back into that slipstream range here.
Yeah, Sassy is not giving up the position though yet onto the chicane. Sassy is better line to the inside. Let's see if you can stay on track on the curb. Yes.
Does
but
Ben
they're losing so much
go
time.
for the
2
fastest
seconds
lap?
is the gap now.
Ben does take the fastest lap with a 103.7. Now right at the back of Ivan. Oh. Now that didn't help him a lot. All that time gaining, and now he's back 1.2 seconds. That does mean Kuhan can catch up, as if Mjonnington loses the slipstream, that will be a huge advantage for Kuhan.
As Ivan is attacking Blaze, as Blaze I think did a mistake off turn 5. Let's see if Ivan can take P2 on him. Looks like he's gonna do so coming to turn 8 for now.
Blaze looks to they're side by side going into turn 9.
Ivan takes a wider entry.
Ooh, Blaze has a good exit as well.
Yeah.
But Pro Bono on 1.4 seconds is getting away from the rest of the group. Might the hard tires already be faster than the medium tires? It wouldn't sound logical, but I think it is.
Yeah, as Kwon is still not in the system of Ben. So for now, Ben, Ivan, and Blaze are safe battling for P2.
No, because Ben has the slipstream of the front free, so that wouldn't help Kuan at all. So he has to.
What a line into turn 1 is trying to pull a move on Blaze once again for P2. Taking inside line for turn 3 and turn 4. Let's see if he can stay on track. Yes. But for now he's staying behind, and Pro Bono has run away from the slipstream now.
ERT is out. And Consti is also out. That's unfortunate. And Kuhan really has to gain his time through the corners here, so especially sector 1 and the beginning of sector 3 is where he has to gain it. 1.5 seconds for him now to the back of Ben. As Black Serpent makes a mistake, he's now back to P10.
As Dust again corner cuts turn 10, so that is gonna be a penalty for Dust, unfortunately.
This is his last warning, so if he does it one more time, he will get a penalty for this. There's now Blaze and Ivan.
Kwon is in the sleep.
Blazed and Ivan
Very nice
really
forward
lost
by
the
251.
slipstream towards Pro Bono, who's also on the hard tires. So it doesn't look likely that they will come back from this.
Yeah. 2.2 seconds now is the gap as Kwon is catching up.
He is in the slipstream now with 1.1 seconds, but Ben still has the
Kwon
slipstream
is on
from
the
the front. Oh yeah, he is on the
Yeah,
hards.
that's why he's catching up.
That is quite interesting.
And Kwon is falling to the battle for P2, I would say.
He is for sure in the battle for the podium positions here. On the hard tires, he will be probably running to lap 25. That's the expected pit for the hard runners. For the medium runners, it would be pit P15.
And Ivan is gonna take P2. Ben is gonna go up to P3, and now Kwon is gonna be all over Blake's for P4.
And that does bring along Sassy Imposter and Collab in the back as well.
Yes, also Ben is catching up to Ivan.
Entering turn 3 here.
Yeah, nice man by Ben.
Nice
Ivan,
lines.
too much to the inside, he needs to lift a bit there. As Blaze has lost slipstream on Ben, 1.6 seconds as he's under attack from Kwon. Coming into turn 6. And Blaze is wide, so Kwon is gonna get P4. With a 1.6 second gap on
I
Ben.
think those medium runners are really struggling on these tires. Lap 11. They're not the best tires here. That's from my own experience. I didn't really like to drive on them. The hards felt way more consistent than the medium tires.
Indeed, as Ben is slightly wide on the chicane, but he keeps it going, so he's gonna stay in P2 just ahead of Ivan for now.
Collab and Sussy Imposter fighting for P6, both wanting to get back to the front 5.
Kwon is in the slipstream now, 1.4 seconds is the gap to Ivan. Into turn 1, Ben nearly connects there. Very aggressive line by Ben. See, Ivan is all over to him to try to get back the position. But I think for now, they need to be consistent and not lose too much time compared to the other runners. This is a crucial part of their race, as the pit window is pretty much 2 laps away. And Blaze is falling off.
Blaze is out of slipstream range from Kuhan.
Yeah.
Might Blaze go for a different strategy? He looks to be struggling a lot with these tires. He might be able to go for an undercut on the hard tires to help him.
Talking about strategies, do you think the medium runners should look for a later stop?
I think they
should try to have better arts, or should they pit early to get an advantage?
I think they should pit earlier in this race. The medium tires after lap 12, they really drop off significantly. About 6 tenths compared to the hard tires. So with that, I think going in lap 14 next lap or the lap after, pitting would be the best strategy for them.
Kwon is now well into the slipstream of Ivan, 8 tenths of sector 1. Let's see if he can go past Ivan and Ben here for position. As Sassy has gone past Blaze, so Blaze is down to P6.
Ivan goes wide.
Yeah. Into turn 9.
Let's look at a battle for P7 and P6. For 3 people, Sassy Imposter, Blaze and Collab, all wanting that P5. They can't catch up back to the top 4. That's.
But also Ivan does so.
They don't lose too much compared to Ben.
Yeah.
With Pro Bono driving in a league of his own here. Was Blaze pits early with Wolf. Lap 14.
Ben 13 actually. Ivan connects the 1, so Kwon is gonna get P2.
That loses them around a second on Pro Bono. Let's see what the pitters go to. They all go to hard, I think. Yes. Leon in the last of the pitting people.
Now between Ivan, Kwon, and Ben. Sassy also is gaining on them. So also Sassy is not over for him for the podium. As Sassy, I think, let's see if he's on arts or not. No, he's on mediums. So good race for him on this tires.
There's only 4 medium runners left. Ivan, Mionington, Sussy Imposter, and Collab. All on the medium tire. I think Guan is looking to extend his stint as much as possible. Not pitting lap 25, but more looking for a pit in lap 27. So Ivan pits as the and Sussy Imposter and Collab as well. 3 pitters this round. As Mionington is the
so he's gonna lose a bit of time.
Mionington is the only medium runner left on track now.
Nice stop by Ivan. Actually, very fast stop, but he had not a very good pit entry. Let's see if he's gonna be clear of traffic or if he's gonna have some issues as Blaze is now coming to turn 1, who's gonna be ahead.
Ivan is ahead. Collab doesn't seem to make it in front. He loses that position.
So let's monitor the gap. Ivan, Kuan, and Ben is out of the pit with 29.3 seconds.
Let's look at Ben if he will pit this lap or not. I think he almost has to pit this lap on this medium tire. Unless he's going for a way different strategy than we think. But I don't think that's logical. Yes, he goes into the pit lane.
Right now, Ivan is ahead of Ben, I think, because he has gained already 1 second on him. Let's see, he's gonna gain even more on the last chicane here. Coming into turn 13, very clean by Ivan. Let's see the stop by Ben. I think that was pretty fast. He's on arts already. So let's see Ivan now coming to the final chicane. Ben still on pit limiter.
Exiting the pit limiter now.
Close. I think Ben is gonna be ahead.
No, yeah, Ben will be ahead by quite a margin actually.
Yeah. So that pit entry cost a lot of time to Ivan.
1.2 seconds behind.
Yeah, he's still in the slipstream. So let's see if he can crawl back to the battle with Ben.
Does now overtaking Black Serpent for P4.
We're gonna monitor the gap also to Kuan and Pro Bono. The gap is now 27.5 seconds. So they're of course ahead of Kuan for now, and they're gonna be, I guess, gaining on the next laps. It's Ben Konekat's turn 10, so losing a bit of time there, and that is gonna help Ivan as he's now 8 tenths behind. So I'm gonna start to write down the gaps, so it's gonna be interesting to follow it on the next lap. So for now, Ben has gained half a second on this lap, and also Ivan has gained 1 second on Pro Bono, considering Ben corner cut it. So for now, they're having good pace, but of course, both Kuan and Pro Bono are gonna have medium tires.
Sussy, Imposter, and Blazed all fighting for the P8 position here. They are the Ben corner cuts,
and Ivan is gonna get the position, and that is not gonna help them towards the battle with Kuan, especially Ben.
Blaze and Wolf side by side. They are 2 seconds behind Mionington here. Blazed on the new tires should be able to get past Wolf quite easily, but it doesn't look like he is getting past this far.
Yeah, Ivan is on a very good pace right now. He's gained 1.5 seconds on this lap to Pro Bono. So they might be also able to get the fastest lap if they do a clean lap this time around. As Ben is trying to get the position back on Ivan. They're side by side into turn 3 and turn 4. Looks like Ben has got the position. If he stays on track, yes. So nice first setter by Ben, as the gap is going down to 26.4 seconds.
I think Ben and Ivan really just have to hope that Pro Bono can't catch a train when he switches for the medium tires.
Oh, Pro Bono did a massive corner cut. He's lost 1.5 seconds on Q1.
That is quite rare, as he was driving in his own land, so he made a mistake just trying to get faster and faster.
Yeah, the gap as they didn't come down to 24.9 seconds.
But their hard tires are also getting to the end of their life around now. It's almost lap 20 already. So expected lap is 25. So
they gained 2.4 seconds on this lap alone. The gap was 26.9, and now it's 24.4.
They are on the hard tires, so I don't know if the medium tires will work out that expectedly, because they would also drop down really quickly after lap 10. So
yeah, it's not over.
Pro Bono has to do a lot of work to get back into P1. If he...
So I want to point out, Wolf is up to P8 and provisional P3.
Yes.
Amazing stint on the arts for him.
He's in front of Blazed.
Yeah, and he also pitted, so he's there.
Yeah. Blazed, of course, with a rather unfortunate outcome of that medium stint. After lap 10, he really dropped off significantly from Ivan and Ben. And we have the top 5, all haven't pitted yet. Dust, Black Serpent, Chirpy, Kuhan, and Pro Bono.
So the gap on this lap, they gained only 1 second, as the gap has come down to 23.5. Let's see if they can keep this pace going, because for now they're very near to Pro Bono when he is gonna pit, because the pit time is around 22-23 seconds. So if they keep gaining, they're gonna be with Pro Bono when he leaves the pits. And I know it's also gonna be difficult for Kwon, because right now he's behind Blazed, so he's gonna need to do a bit of a comeback on those medium tires late in the race. As of course only 5 people are yet to pit, which are Pro Bono, Kwon, Chippy, Dust, and Black Serpent. So it looks like pretty much all drivers went for a medium strategy, and it's gonna be difficult for the alternative runners to do a comeback later in the race. So we're gonna follow them, of course, when they pit in around 7 laps time.
Pro Bono now back to that 6.4 gap towards the P2.
Yeah, they gained only half a second on this lap, as they're gonna have traffic now, Ivan and Ben, because they're catching up to Dust fairly quickly.
Depends how they drive. It might also help them. If it's on the main straight, when they catch up enough, they can get the slipstream, which can gain them around 7-6 tenths.
Yeah, Dust is doing a lot of mistakes, so they have pretty much already caught up to him. As the gap is 1.1 second.
Dust lost 2 seconds toward Black Serpent this lap and 3 seconds towards Pro Bono, which is not great.
For them also to not do mistakes under the dirty air right now. They just need to use the slipstream. As the gap on this lap, they gained only 4 tenths, so still gaining, but not quite a lot.
Ivan goes too wide. Doesn't get the worst corner cut. It's kind of made him brake good enough for turn 3 actually, and to get a good exit, so he didn't lose too much time.
Though. Yeah, they're losing so much time with the dirty air on Dust right now. As Ben goes past Dust, let's see if Ivan can do so quickly in the next couple of corners. As Kwon is losing now time to Pro Bono, the gap is up to 7 seconds.
Yeah, there's not much he can do besides just keeping on to push. If Kuan would pit right now, he would be around P10.
Ivan is stuck behind Dust. Let's see if he can pull him over into turn 10. Not yet. But he's gonna have the slipstream onto the main straight.
I think Ivan is officially already past Dust, so he does not have the dirty air from him anymore.
On this lap, they gained 8 tenths. The gap went from 22.7 to 21.9 to Pro Bono. As Dust is still not giving up the position.
Ivan now looking to be ahead going into turn 4.
Yeah, that's not a
those new tires can really have such a better exit there in turn 4 with so much more grip there.
Yeah, again traffic for them as they're in the slipstream of Black Serpent. So they're gonna need to do this pass once again. As Wolf is actually catching up to Ivan.
Wolf is on 1.8 seconds to Dust now. But Dust is also falling behind, so it's 2.5 to Ivan.
Yeah. And now Ben and Ivan in Black Serpent slipstream for the main straight.
Dust still hasn't stopped yet, so it's not looking too great for Dust
Here you
at
go
the
with
moment.
the slipstream onto the main straight. So they gained again 9/10 on this lap. So they're absolutely flying Ben and Ivan. So right now they're ahead of Pro Bono when he pits.
Ben is already past Black Serpent here. Can Ivan get a better exit here into turn 6?
I think the slipstream onto this small straight.
Ivan now into the back of Black Serpent can get past in turn 7.
Not yet, I think.
He does, but he goes wide. But it's still in front.
Around the outside. As
now back
goes wide of turn 9.
Look, then there will be a 6-second gap towards the P3 runner.
But I think we are already in the window for the R runners to pit.
Yes.
As we have 15 laps left. So let's see the gap of Ben and Ivan now. To Pro Bono is going to be 19.7 seconds. So they gained 1.3 seconds on this lap. The pace on Ivan and Ben on those hard tires is pretty much another thing compared to.
I'm expecting all the hard runners to go this lap or the lap after.
Yeah, as there is a pit call for Dust. Let's see if he's gonna follow it. As Kuon is still losing time to Pro Bono, the gap is now 9 seconds, so it's gonna be pitting behind Sassy Imposter. So it looks like this was not the right call for Kuan on the strategy, because he's gonna need to pull a lot of overtakes on those medium tires.
Yeah, Kuhan had no one to go. Pro Bono did pit.
The race leader is into the pits.
Let's see what Kuhan does. Does he also go into the pit? He does.
Let's see. Ben gained 1 second on this lap, only in the first 2 sectors. So Ben, I think, is gonna be taking the lead of the race, and
as
Ivan is gonna take
Chirpy is now. Chirpy hasn't pitted now into professional
lead.
By
Pro Bono. Here comes Ben. And they're gonna be ahead of Pro Bono.
Pro Bono, of course, on those medium tires, he does look to have the slipstream close enough, so I don't think Ivan and Ben will be able to hold him off long enough. As Kuhan exits the pit into P9 behind Sassy Imposter.
Pro Bono is 1.2 seconds to Ivan, so he's in the slipstream.
I think Dust had a really bad pit stop. He's suddenly really far behind Black Serpent.
As Chippy is actually in the lead of the race because he hasn't pitted on this lap. Kuan is 5 seconds behind Sassy, so I would say the podium hunt for him is over. Maybe he can grow back some positions, but it's going to be very difficult for him. As Pro Bono is flying right now, he's catching up to Ivan very quickly. The gap is
Chirpy really wide there. Turn 13. As he races into the pit, he will lose approximately 9 or 10 positions here. Chirpy, really clean pit stop actually. It's really nice there. So he will be behind Kuhan already. I don't think Ariente will pass him. He's too far away. And Chirpy now leaves the pit limiter. Pro Bono, purple sector 1. Already on the back of Ivan. Already past Ivan. Nearly. As Ivan takes it back. He does now have slipstream. What will this lap be? Will it be a new fastest lap? Will he take back the point that he lost?
And Pro Bono is taking a position on Ivan coming into turn 9, and he does so with a good run of turn 10.
Green in sector 2 as well. You can see the sheer overspeed these mediums have on these slightly older hards. Now 2/10 away from Mianington. What will he set? Probably a new fast lap. A 103.3. Good lap from him.
Very quick.
He is already back into the lead here into turn 1. Doesn't look like Ben and Ivan will be able to keep up with this pace.
Yeah, as Kuan is in P8 trying to catch up to Blaze. Collab and Sassy were battling for P5. Also, good race by Collab, I would say.
I think if
Battling
Guan
for good
is
positions.
Guan has to gain about half a second a lap if he wants to be able to get P4.
Yeah. It's gonna be difficult for him because the medium tires are gonna be dying out in around 7 laps. As Ivan has lost the slipstream of Ben, so it's like it's gonna be a battle between Pro Bono and Ben for the win right now.
What happened there? 2 seconds. He probably made a bigger mistake than usual. Don't know what he did there.
Black Serpent and Among Us both retire on this lap.
Ooh, that's unfortunate. They both
So all drivers are gonna
went
get points.
pretty decent. Yes.
This race. Yeah.
That's not a good sight to see for them.
Blaze is into the pits.
Again.
I think that's his second stop. Yeah.
That is his second.
Stop for Blaze.
He will go for the softs, I'm guessing.
Yeah.
Or will he go to the mediums again?
Turn 1, I think.
I don't understand why Blaze is pitting. I think he might be able to go for the fastest lap. That's his ID. He goes to the mediums.
Okay.
This is a weird strategy from him. I don't think he will be able to get
Some
much farther than
strategy, I would say.
much farther than P9 is not looking too likely. I think P9 is all he can get here. As Kuhan still not improving enough. He has no slipstream. He has to catch up to P6 quickly. It's 4 seconds. Almost free.
As Ben is hanging on to Pro Bono. He's still in his slipstream. With 11 laps to.
The long. Ooh, Ben is wide.
This is gonna help Ivan.
The commentator curse. No.
Yeah, again.
Collab lost a position to Sussy Imposter.
I saw that too. Yeah,
that can be beneficial though for Kuhan.
Oh, Ben lost the slipstream on Pro Bono, so it's like Pro Bono has this in the bag.
2.4 seconds.
The battle for the lead is Pro Bono versus him, I would say.
Now we can just look at the battle for P2.
Yeah. Still very nice race, I would say. Both Ben and Ivan making this medium to hard strategy work with teamwork.
Kuhan only 3 seconds behind now towards Sussy Imposter. The fighting from them doesn't help them enough to get back to Wolf, but it does help Kuhan to maybe gain a few positions here and get a lot more points, because P7 and P5 is a huge difference in points already. As Wolf is dropping off a lot. I think he made a mistake actually, because the gap went down from 3 seconds.
Ooh, Ben is catching up to Ben now. Sorry, Ivan is catching up to Ben with half a second now into turn 3, but Ivan is wide.
Nearly into the wall.
Keeps it off the wall. Still there, 1.1 seconds is the gap.
Blaze still 4 seconds away from Ariente to get the P10 finish here. And 6 seconds away from Dust. Let's look at... Oh, Kuhan might be on the back. He is 8 tenths away from Collab. What has happened there? They're really close all of a sudden. Collab is kind of losing the train towards Sussy Imposter, but this is really beneficial. He's only 5 tenths away, Kuhan. Will he be able to get past in turn 1? Let's see. Better run, he does not have enough space to move to. Still behind with the dirty air in Sector 1 is not great, of course. Sector 1 being the tight and tricky chicane part, which is the most difficult to get right with dirty air. Now 2 tenths of a second behind Kuan with a green Sector 1. Does he get past? Not yet. Sussy Imposter looks to have gone really wide there, as Collab is back to 4 tenths to Sussy Imposter. Kuan now looking. Yes, Kuhan is past Kolab here. Kolab goes back, but Kuhan has the better line here in turn 13 with those fresher tires.
Ivan's still hanging on to Ben, but does it look like he has the pace to pull a move just yet? We're gonna see if Ben does another mistake that is gonna allow Ivan a chance to get P2 as Probono has run away.
Sassy Imposter now has slipstream on Wolf. This
Oof.
and Kuhan now being nearly past Sassy Imposter. I think he did pass him just on the exit there. It's only 20 thousandths away and he's now past. 1.5 seconds to Wolf. Kuhan on those fresher tires and with more pace here. 1.4 seconds will get the slipstream down the main straight. Will Kuhan be able to get the P4? I think he will. It's 7 laps left. Ivan now on 1.2 seconds of Ben. Really doesn't have the same pace and has to rely on the slipstream to catch back up.
Ben Konekatsu won. Sorry, Ivan Konekatsu won.
That's so unfortunate. He is out of slipstream range there.
Yeah.
1.5 seconds. 1.7.
1.8.
Kuhan 1.1 to Wolf. Wolf goes really wide there on the exit of turn 5.
Yeah, Kuhan
7 tenths now onto the back straight. He can gain even more time. Down to 6 tenths entering turn 7. A difficult corner to get precisely right as all 4 drivers there went slightly off track. Ooh, unfortunate. That is quite unfortunate for him. He had a really good qualifying and a good start of the race, but then he just dropped off all the way down. Lil now P11.
Yeah. A very difficult race for Leon. He has pretty much been last race. I think mistake in lap 1 cost him a lot of time.
I think Blazed is not gonna catch up to Dust, although he just gained 7 tenths to Dust. Dust might have made a mistake there. 3 seconds now left to catch up to Dust for the 3 points that you get when you finish in P9.
Ivan Konekatsu turn 7, and here comes Wolf and Kuhan. See, the gap is gonna be, I think, under 3 seconds. Yes.
2 tenths to Wolf now. Will he get past here in turn 8? He does have a way better exit here to turn 9. And he is passed. Ivan now
5 laps to catch up to Ivan.
Really looks like Ivan has made a huge mistake actually. 4 seconds is quite a big gap.
Yeah, Konekatsu turn 7.
Ooh, that's turn 7. That's not the worst corner. He corner cut it on the inside.
I think he got like a glitchy corner cut because he completely stopped for some reason.
That's weird.
Yeah, I think he did something like he got the corner cut while he was braking, so had like a weird phase. Yeah, very fortunate for him. Let's see if he can bounce back from this.
4 laps left and 2.8 seconds is the gap behind him to Wolf and Kuhan. Sassy Imposter and Kola both out of slipstream of them. As Sassy gets right back into it, but for how long will that be? Wolf goes right there on the exit.
And the tire difference between Kuhan and Wolf right now is not massive, so Wolf has a chance of getting P4 back. And also Sassy has a chance of battling for that position because he's still in the slipstream. As we have 4 laps to go left in this race.
Kuhan can't seem to get loose of Wolf. He does not have the pace. I think those tires from Kuhan are dropping off. The medium tires are not fast enough anymore. So this can be a quite interesting battle actually for P4.
Yeah, As also, Sassy Poster is losing a bit of time now. I think he did a mistake because he's now under attack of Kolab.
Yeah, 2.5 seconds. Looks like he lost about 1.2 seconds from the top 5. Ivan on 2.5 seconds. If he makes any mistake, that could spell disaster for him. Because if he only has to lose 1 second, and then the rest can catch up to him with slipstream.
Yeah.
Kuan now on a slight gap towards Wolf, 6 tenths. But Wolf will get slipstream down the main straight. If he can nail those final few corners, he will not lose too much.
So.
6 tenths now.
Yeah, 3 laps to go. Yeah, Ivan is taking very cautious lines, trying to not corner cut at this stage, so he's of course gonna be losing time on Q1.
Q1 still faster here in sector 1.
Corner cut as he does, so corner cut.
As Dust pits again, I think Dust will offer his P10. He has a really big gap to Leon, so I think Dust offered his P9 so he can get that fastest lap.
He's now gonna pitting for softs.
Ooh, he misses his pit box.
And Kwon is on Ivan.
Leon will most likely get past before turn 1. He does.
Yeah. So
on about 1 or 2 seconds. As Pro Bono is approaching them from the back, he's entering turn 1 soon. And they're now in turn 3 and 4.
Pro Bono is all over the slipstream of Ivan with 2 laps to go.
What does Kuan do? Kuan makes a huge corner cut there. What was that? That was so unfortunate.
Turn 1. Can he get a position on Kuan? Let's see on the brakes.
That's so unfortunate.
Just ahead.
I think his controls failed there. That's the unfortunate thing what you get when you play on iPad or phone. It's always hard to keep it in control.
So Leon might get another position.
Please, what the fuck, man?
But Dust is all over Leon, so we have a battle for P10. Crucial points.
Now, Dust will be able to get a good exit from this, actually.
And Dust is up to P10.
It would have been more beneficial if he got the slipstream down the main straight from Leon.
Here comes Dust on Blaze. Blaze is gonna get the position.
Now Dust can start his hot lap to get the fastest lap here. Doesn't have any slipstream.
Yeah.
Blaze running around in P9. Also on the soft tires.
And white flag.
Think they can catch up.
Kwon is still not giving up the podium, but 1.9 seconds is the gap to Ivan.
Don't think he was on 7 tenths before. Recovering from that now just seems really unlikely. The best he can do is
Chirpy into the pits.
Chirpy, why no?
The last lap.
Why?
Is he gonna go to softs? Yes.
No.
Is in the sleep of
Chirpy on the wet tire.
No,
Dust purple sector 2. Dust purple. Let's go Dust. Go Dust. He went green in sector 1.
It's a battle for the last podium position between Ivan and
Will
Kuan.
Dust get the fastest lap? Go Dust. No, he does not get it. A red sector through.
So let's follow. Pro Bono comes around the final corner. Pro Bono wins in Lukov round 2 for Asian Cup.
Almost 10 seconds.
Kuan is all over Ivan. It's a photo finish for the
who will get that P3?
He's gonna get it. I think
Kuan with a good exit there. Oh, Ivan is slightly ahead.
Oh,
Kuan is.
Ivan goes to the inside. It's side by side.
Ooh, Ivan wins. It's from Kuan. 3 tenths. That was so close. If Kuan didn't make that unfortunate mistake, he would have gotten P3, I'm sure. And then Wolf P5, Sassy Imposter P6, Cola P7. Chirpy will probably get P8 if he doesn't do some stupid shit now.
And he does so.
He does. That's just Chirpy.
And here comes Blaze. No, I'm joking. So Chirpy comes home in P8.
Here goes Leon into the pit lane.
Chirpy crashes the car.
Dust. And Dust P10.
Dust crashes the car. P10.
Leon
as
as last.
And coming
he will end it here. P11, and that is it. Oh, fun race actually. Well, that's it.
Pro Bono has already left the server. Okay.
Thanks
So
for
we have
watching.
a free stop by Blaze.
Yeah, quite interesting. And a free stop.